Hello, dear friends. Here we are for another study of the book Green Light by the Spirit, Andrea Luiz, through the mediumship of Francisco Cândido Xavier. What a blessing to be here with you this morning, this afternoon, or this evening, whichever way you watch us. Welcome. Please make sure that you leave your comments. Let us know book has impacted you as well as impacts all of us. We're studying the wise words of Andrea Luiz. And today's message is chapter 14, and he titled it Regarding Children. So this chapter is for all of us who have been children, who also are parents, step parents, caregivers, guardians, all kinds of responsibilities towards the newer generation. So let's see what Andrea Luiz has to tell us today. He says, a child is a spiritual edification for those who are responsible for him or her. There is no child, not even one, who does not deserve love, help, education, and understanding. Let's unquote for now. And it says, in spiritual education for those who are responsible. In many ways, we're responsible for children in our lives. They may be biologically ours. They may be a joint blended family. You may have adopted them. You may be teaching them. You may be caring for them while their parents work. And they are spiritual education for all of us because we're responsible for the things we do, as we can see. And it says, not even one child does not deserve love, help, education, and understanding. So all the children. Because, next thing he says is, quote, each child, whoever she or he is in general terms, an adult spirit. She brings an extremely sensitive brain, and due to the fact that he or she is restarting the work of reincarnation, being a strict observer of everything you do or say. And that's why we are responsible for them. That's why they also provide us a means for spiritual growth and edification. Because if they are watching, they're observing everything we do, everything we say, then we are responsible for everything we do and say in the presence of children. That's why it's so important, the environment we are, the tone of voice, the words we choose to speak, the things we choose to listen to, and the things we choose to engage in. Because remember, there's two realms as well. We have our spirit companions. The children have their spiritual companions and guardian angels. There's a whole world interacting with one another. So when we know that they have this malleable brain, plastic brain that is restarting, then we can imprint the good deeds, actions, abilities, characteristics that we know they need in order to progress. Kindness, understanding, cooperation, knowing that they are part of society, that they matter, that what they do impacts others. So we feed the little seed of the emerging brain as we grow with good things. And they're observing us. So we need to be a model of how we want the world to be. Then we have to model. He says, the young mind will give us back in the future everything we give to it now. So if we feed it fear and anxiety and no faith that Jesus is at the helm, we may be reaping the anxiety and the fears in the future. So we need to ourselves work on our own unresolved issues so that we can bring to the children in our lives this feeding them this young mind. So whatever they give us back in the future is a blossom of good deeds and a positive and prosperous society where every children, he says here, no children, not even one, there is not even one who does not deserve love, help, education, and understand, no matter where they are in the universe. He will continue by telling us any child is a spiritual world in construction or reconstruction, requesting adequate guidance so that he or she can consolidate herself or himself. So we need to guide the children. And how do we do that? We go to the Gospel according to Spiritism, and there's a whole chapter just for parents that teach parents, step parents, guardians, whoever you role you are in this planet fulfilling. The mission of those who are in charge of the children is to guide that child to God, because we know the superior spirits tell us in their the works of the codification and the works of the romance and so on and so forth, that we need guidance, discipline, good habits, community, a foothold in spirituality and religion as well. Help today's children to think reasonably by talking to them with respect and sincerity, as much as you would expect it from others in relation to you. So we always go back to the golden rule, right? Though doing to others what you would like them to do unto you. He says a child is a special chapter in your day-to-day book. So we are building our day-to-day, the pages of our daily book, and the children are a special chapter in there. And then comes a warning, because he brought all these beautiful things. Let's recap. The child is a spiritual edification for those responsible for the children. That's you and I, because we're all responsible for children in one way or the other. There's no child who does not deserve love, help, education, understanding. Talks about the young mind. It's a young body, but as an adult, eternal spirit. So the children are returning to the physical body. And that physical body, especially that brain, is sensitive. There's restarting in the work of reincarnation, observing what we do, therefore the responsibility of what we say and do around them and towards them. And it says this young mind, this impressionable plastic mind, will give us back what we feed it now. And they request adequate guidance. And then now he's going to say, okay, treat the children with the respect and sincerity that you expect them, others to do to you. And last but not least, a small warning. He says, do not try to transform your children into knickknacks, for they are eternal spirits as much as we are. And there will be one day in which you will see the illusions diminish. So we need to treat children as they are. They're not little dolls for us to embellish and put our hopes and unfulfilled hopes and promises in them. They have their own journey. They have their own mission on this planet. They are more than valid and welcomed, and they matter. And that's how we, as caregivers, as stepchildren, step parents, mothers, fathers, whichever shape that takes in your life, teachers, aunts, uncles, grandparents. So we have the responsibility of embedding the young mind with the abilities and the immortal soul characteristics that will make that child fulfill his or her reincarnatory plan. And then we'll a little bit at the end talk a little bit about not judging those parents whose children are displaying um, bad manners or education. We shouldn't censor them. We should help and support in the re-education of that child. It's the responsibility of those parents to guide them. So sometimes parents are unable to for multiple reasons, and then we ask ourselves, what could we do more to aid the children of the world? He says, if there is a damage in your home, if the children misplaced something or broke something, he says, forget it. Instead, think about the love and respect you owe the adults who are responsible for that child. So it's a lot of food for thought. And we want to think about what is our responsibility towards the children in our lives, in the lives of those around us, in our communities, in our cities, all around the world. Because ultimately, the new generation will give us back what we gave to it, as beautifully said by Angela Luiz in this beautiful book. Dear friends, I thank you for the opportunity of spending this time together. I hope that you have enjoyed it. Please make sure that you share this with those who you think may benefit from it. Let's be bold and spread the good news of Christ in the world. If you like to leave a comment or a question, we are always happy to hear from you and reply to you. And I hope that between now and next week, you have a wonderful week. God willing, allowing us to be together again for another chapter soon. Stay well, stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.